All right, geometry. So next week you have the Ohio State test in geometry. Every student who takes geometry should take this test. It's on Wednesday and Thursday, the 9th and 10th. You are coming to school. Your name is on a roster on the wall somewhere. You'll just find your name. So this video is meant to introduce you to the test. Many of you were supposed to take the Algebra 1 OST last year, never did due to the COVID going home, impact. So again, some of you guys haven't taken a state test in math since 8th grade. So I just want to give you a recap of what tools there are for you to study with. All right, so in your internet search bar, if you just search Ohio State Test Portal, first link should be the one you follow, okay? And you get to here. Click on Students and Families. Okay. Now, under resources, there's a lot of paper resources for you to read. I don't care to show you that. I want to go to the student practice site. All right, so when you go here, this is where they have all the practice tests. So last year there was no test given, so there was no 2020 released test items. But I'm going to show you the 2019, which is the next best thing. So you're going to click sign in. On the next screen, you'll pick your grade. So 10th grade. And here are all the tests available to you. Now, you have to take the Language Arts 10 test. So there's practice opportunities there, which maybe your English teacher has shown you. You also have to take the social studies. There's U.S. history ones here as well, okay? But we're going to look at the math that's in blue. I'm going to look at the spring 2019 released items. So when you do that, choose settings, just click select. But here, this text to sound speech, whatever, is interesting. If you click this icon right here, all right, so I didn't hear anything in my, I didn't hear any voice. Oh, there we go. And maybe you heard that too, right? So I'm going to show you how you can use that during the test. And you do get headphones, or you're supposed to bring headphones. But you have to come down here and click something. So I heard the voice, or skip. Don't click I did not hear. They're gonna have you try to figure it out. Oh, notice you can pick 0 too. Let's see here, 0. This text is being read aloud. So it depends on who you care about, right? This text is being read aloud. I think I'll listen to David. No offense to 0. Okay, I'm gonna click continue and then begin test now. Okay, so this is what the state test will look like, and the geometry test is broken up like this. It's about 30 questions. You have 2 hours to do them, and it's 2 parts. So you have 30 questions, 2 hours the first day, that's Wednesday, 30 questions, 2 hours the second day, that's Thursday. They're basically the same kind of test. I think they had an idea of what they wanted to be before, and then they kind of just made it the same test twice. So, maybe because you have a bad day on Wednesday, they gave you a second opportunity on Thursday. I have no idea. But you'll actually see like the same top. It's not like the first half of geometry and the second half. No, it's just intermixed. Now, I do think sometimes the first day is more congruent based, and then the second day is more volume probability based, but it's not necessarily true. Okay, so now here's what your questions look like. So this is an example of a fill-in question, right, where you would have to fill in the answer. Notice they have your options down here. So a couple things up here, formulas. If you click on formulas, here is your reference sheet. The top are unit conversions. The middle is your trigonometry, your SOHCAHTOA, right? If I use my tools real fast, so SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA. Now, they don't give you a picture of a right triangle, but there's sine opposite hypotenuse, cosine adjacent hypotenuse, tangent opposite adjacent. Here are your special right triangles, your 45, 45, 90, your 30, 60, 90. State test doesn't really ask questions about those, but they're there for you. If we scroll down, now we have our area formulas, our circle formulas, and our volume formulas. So again, those are back here. Very important, especially the circle ones, right? I'm going to talk in a later video. When they do volume, they really care about these volumes involving circles. So they're very easy to mess up these formulas, especially the sphere. We forget the cubed, right? Because sphere is volume is cubic units. So be aware of that. But like for circles over here, circumference and area, they're given to you. So make sure you use this reference sheet. And then lastly are the distance formula. Now, again, I will present this to you, but we use Pythagorean theorem, which is a variation that's a distance formula. The quadratic formula is for algebra 1, so not for you. And then this addition rule. And again, we'll talk about what this means when we do some probability questions in the video covering things we haven't talked about yet. Okay, so that's the reference sheet. Again, you can take it away, bring it back as many times as you want to. The calculator here, so when you click calculator, here it comes. Starts off small. I would make it a little bit bigger if I were you. Okay. A couple things. Number one, if you look at the wrench, it is in degrees. Now you might want to make sure that you keep it in degrees because sometimes you might click a button and it messes up. So if you're doing a trig question, make sure you click on this wrench and make sure it's in degrees. Here's your zoom in, zoom out. Again, I like this scale where it says 5 and 10. A lot of times the default is this 2 and 4. I don't like that. Zoom out so you see 5 and 10, and you can click and drag. You can add a table. So remember, if you do like 4, 5, and 1, 0, if you hover and click on that, you can connect them to make segments. Remember the beauty of Desmos graphing calculus that you don't have to be solved for x. So, you could be given an equation like y equals 2x plus 1, but you could also just type in the, whatever, 3x minus 2y equals 6, equals 5, whatever, 6. And they'll also do it there for you too. Okay, so you don't have to solve for y. Down here, if I take away my tools, right here, here's your keyboard again with all your different functions. Okay, there's the square root button, there's the pi button. Remember that if you down screen this, right, and you click on the calculator again, it comes back with what you had. So it's pretty cool. And again, if you go up here where you can delete all, be careful because look here, it put it in radians. So make sure you go to degrees, right? Be very careful. And then last but not least, a couple things. So you have this line reader. So this line reader can be used to read line by line. Okay, so if you're someone who gets distracted easily. And they can also, here's your text to speech. Listen, speak a question. I'm hearing it. I don't know if you are. So if you just want to take a break from reading, there you go. Okay. And again, as you click next, you'll see there's multiple choice, right? There's drag and drop. Remember, when you drag, make sure it turns blue before you drop it. All kinds of fun stuff. Okay. And then last but not least, I want to show you as part of your assignment. You will be assigned the 2019 and 2018 release tests. So if you go to the 2019 test this is in Edulastic now, sorry. You'll see that the questions are corresponding. So like question 9 involves the cylinder. If you go back to Edulastic and we go to question 9, it should involve a cylinder if I did it right. There you go. Okay. So the problem with the Ohio State test portal is that you can do the test on here, but it's not going to grade it for you. So I have inputted all the questions in Edulastic. I would suggest you answer them here so that you can get a grade. Okay. So I would do them using this interface, but then I would input my answers in Edulastic and get a grade there. Okay. So again, this is my first video on OST review. Hopefully it helps you get introduced to the testing. And again, you work on these practice tests in Edulastic to prepare. All right. Thanks for watching.